¿Qué pasa? Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG live video on my channel. So today we're gonna look at a very special deck. Now this deck has just a couple of moments ago destroyed me, literally, and it's one of those decks which is currently making a huge fuss over in Japan because it's actually winning a lot of tournaments. Very extremely competitive Slowking type deck. Now you see Slowking, right? You be thinking probably it's not really that dangerous, but the combination of this deck is extremely dangerous, right? So we're playing Slowking, which basically enables you to discard the top card of your deck, right? Oh, where did I go? Sorry, pardon me. Let's go back to Slowking deck. There it is. It's basically allowing you to discard the top of your deck, and if that card is a Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box, choose one of its attacks and use it as this attack. You can already see where I'm going with this, right? Obviously, Pokemon rule boxes are Pokemon EX, Pokemon, and Pokemon V, right? Those type of Pokemon are basically the ones, so you don't want to have none of them in your deck anyways. Apart from that, it also has a Super Cyborg, which can be used depending on the situation, but yeah, that's essentially that. Now, if we're looking at the rest of the deck, right, we're running one copy of Budew. Now, this deck is a bit altered to the original competitive version of the Japanese type, right? We're playing it slightly differently. We're running the general normal Slowpoke 3 times. We're also having one of those Slowpokes in there just for the fun of it. We're running 2 times Natu and this Xatu here, also 2 times, right? Xatu, Clairvoyant Sense, basically allows us also to attach a basic Psychic Energy from our hand to one of our benched Pokemon, right? That way we can also draw 2 cards. Essentially, this is a different kind of effect from, for example, Radiant Greninja, which basically discards an energy and allows you to draw 2 cards. Here you have the option of adding it to a basic Pokemon on your bench, right? That's gonna help us a lot to get resources. We're also playing. I'm gonna come to Conkeldurr in a second. We're also playing Fezandipiti EX, obviously staple in a lot of decks. Now, there is a couple of Pokemon you want to have in the deck. Conkeldurr is one of those. 180 HP, doesn't matter. We're not going to play this. We just want to use it due to his second attack, Gutsy Swing. So now imagine Conkeldurr is the next Pokemon in line which you would draw from your deck. That way, you would be able to utilize the effect from Slowking. Now, you might be wondering how to do that. We're running a stadium card here, where is it, which is called the Academy at Night, which basically allows you to, once during your turn, you can put a card from your hand on the top of their deck, right? So basically you have one of those Pokemon in your hand, you're running Academy of Night times 4 in this deck, you'll be able to basically put that Pokemon card back on the top of your deck, utilize the effect from the Slowking. Boom, you're doing 250 damage. I mean, literally broken. Or you're going to be running Curium. Trifrost basically discards all energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 110 damage to 3 of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack literally destroyed me in my previous duel. Which was just broken, literally broken. This one was essentially that which has lost me the game. So that's also a great strategy. Also running, what's it called? Tatsugiri in there, because of the ability. It basically, once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may look at the top 6 cards of your deck, reveal a support card there you find, and put it in your hand. So that's essentially a useful one. And you're also running Regigas. Now, Regigas, Jewel Breaker, I don't think we need to say anything more. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Terra Pokemon, this attack does 230 more damage. So essentially 330 damage, which is busted. Yes, I don't know what else I can say. In this more optimized version of the deck, we're also running the Night Stretcher. We're running it 4 times, and the idea with that is once the Pokemon has been discarded through the ability of Slowking, we're able to grab it back with Night Stretcher to the hand, then utilize an Academy of Night again to get it back to the top position of the deck, and boom, you're gonna be there. Now, Drayton, and where is he? Hazel, where is he? Can I find him there? Hazel, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There he is. Hazel, he's right next to him. These two are going to be useful to get more resources quickly, right? To get more cards quickly. So hence I'm running these two. These are optional. You don't need to run them. You can run something else instead. Obviously, it's up to you. Maybe running even Iono, for example, wouldn't also be a bad choice. But yeah, those two I've just thrown in there. Judge is also going to be nice because you're able to shuffle your hands into your deck and draw 4 cards. Also going to be useful. Yeah, I'd say we'll just go into a test run, and I'll showcase you guys the strategy behind the deck in action, or more or less the engines which are possible with this deck, because this deck is literally crazy. The way I lost just devastated me. I went ahead and watched a few of those competitive gameplays, which are just crazy. Very simple to understand deck, actually. Oh yeah, we have Tatsugiri there. We're gonna run him first. Very simple, understandable deck, actually. It's not difficult to get at all. It's literally easy. So we're starting with Tatsugiri. We also have Ultra Ball. Let me quickly see. We're gonna go with the attract customers. Okay, we have boss's orders. We're probably not going to need it anyways. Yeah. You know what? We're gonna do this one first. We're gonna discard the Conkeldurr. Get 2 energies there. Boom. Then we are grabbing the Academy of Night. We're just going to leave it the way now. We probably would have been better off if we had Slowbro on our hand. We could be running now on the next turn. Actually, we probably be going for grabbing Xatu. Xatu is going to be helping us a lot in order to gain the extra draw effect or extra cards from our deck, which is going to be helpful. Maybe we can get a couple of cards there. We're going to utilize a Night Stretcher in a second as well to grab back our Conkeldurr, obviously. That was just a sacrifice which we made. Oh, is he going to get Arcanine EX? The AI here doesn't play about. Okay, switched out my Pokemon. Right, I see. Not too bad, actually. I would have liked to have Tatsugiri back in the front, but anyways. Let's go with the Night Stretcher first. Let's grab Conkeldurr. Let's go with this. We do not really need, in this case, Counter Catcher or any of them. Right, Xatu on the field. Nice. Now we can actually utilize the clairvoyant sense. Is it called? Oh, we have Surfer. We can do that. That's gonna be good. And we have Drayton as well. Let's utilize the attract customers. Yes, Lana's 8, perfect. So next turn we should be good to go. We can actually... Yeah, I'm thinking now. We could actually draw him back, but we were just gonna leave it like that. So we actually went off with a pretty bad start since we didn't have any kind of Slowbro or anything on the hand. But the good thing is the AI will not devastate us. We're good. All right, Buddy Puffin. Finally. So we're able to grab our Slowpokes, get them to the hand, then utilize the clairvoyant sense again. Give one of those energies to them. Oh, we have Arven. Okay, we could actually use Arven for a item card and a Pokemon tool. We could actually use this, or we're gonna go with Drayton. Let's go with Drayton. Right. We have Slowking and we have Fezandipiti, but we can't use it anyways. We're gonna grab Slowking. Then we're gonna use the attract customers again. So Tatsugiri is so nice in the active spot, actually. Pretty good. Next turn, we're gonna use the Academy of Night to drop our Conkeldurr back to the top position of our deck, right? So essentially, we're all good now. We're gonna give this to Slowpoke now. We're gonna end our turn. We could have done it next turn actually as well, but we don't really need it against this version of the AI opponent anymore. He's probably not going to be of any trouble whatsoever because he's probably not even going to attack since we're only testing it, right? So we're gonna evolve now. Boom. That's one done. Let's use Arven again. We're gonna grab ourselves this and the rescue board. So let's grab this. We probably can get rid of... No, we're gonna keep Lana's 8. We're gonna get rid of Hazel. Grab 2 energies. That's that. We'll go with the rescue board on Tatsugiri so we can draw it back. Go with the Slowking in the active position. Let's go with the Clairvoyant Sense here once. Alright, another Slowking. Very nice. We have that as well now. Perfect. So Slowking has 2 energy now. So what we're gonna do now? Now is the play. Academy of Night is used to get rid of Conkeldurr, put it back to the top position of the deck, and now we can use Seek Inspiration to actually go ahead, utilize the effect, and as you can see, we can choose the attack now. So we're going with the second attack, Gutsy Swing, which basically one-shotted the opponent's Pokemon, and we're done. And since we also have Night Stretcher on the hand, we're able to actually grab our Conkeldurr back to our hand, and then utilize the ability of Slowking again. Awesome. Awesome. Even if we didn't have Night Stretcher, Lana's 8 is going to be very useful for this kind of deck. Because, again, you want to have those Pokemon at your disposal at any moment. Alright, Buddy Puffman, we can use that again. Let's grab the Budew here. Let's play the other Slowpoke. On the field, let's see. Do we want to use Drayton now? Yeah, we're going to use Drayton, actually. We're going to use Drayton. Do we have... No, we don't. Let's get the Hyper Aroma and let's get the Expedition. No, we can't. We need to get a Pokemon. And let's get Xatu. Alright. So, now Hyper Aroma is the V-Spec card, the A-Spec card, which we choose here, which basically allows you to search your deck for up to 3 stage 1 Pokemon, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck, which basically would allow us to grab, for example, the Slowkings and everything. But we don't really need it now, right? We're just going to leave it the way it is. We're going to go with Night Stretcher again, grab our Conkeldurr back to our hand, then utilize the effect of Academy at Night again, place our Conkeldurr again at the top position of our deck, and then utilize the Seek Inspiration again to essentially utilize its second ability again, or the second attack again, one-shot bit off, and we're good to go. And that's essentially the entire play. So you want to try, and obviously, in order to be consistent, you always want to try and have your Night Stretchers and your Academy of Nights and your Pokemon in a good spot, right? You want to be able to draw them, right? So let's see where this is going. Iono is not too bad. We're gonna go with Hyper Aroma now. Let's grab these 2 Slowkings here. We can also use the ability from them. I'm gonna evolve one of them. The Lucky Helmet, we're gonna give it to him. Counter Grain, we're gonna give it to him. We don't need it. We could go with Ultra Ball, but we're gonna go with Lana's 8 now. Again, Conkeldurr, same thing again, Academy at Night. We could also get rid of Slowbro or Xatu, but they don't have the power to one-shot the Heatmore in the active position, right? Again, Gutsy Swing, and that's it. We already finished another Pokemon here. The opponents, or basically the AI, only has 1 more Pokemon left. Now, this deck works extremely well in competitive ranked mode, right? Extremely well. Like, the way this deck is able to just destroy and decimate entire decks is just broken. Obviously, depending on if your opponent allows you to get your setup done and everything, right? Buddy Puffin, we don't need it. We're gonna go with the Ultra Ball now. Grab, yeah, we're probably gonna go with Regigas. Yeah, we're gonna go with Regigas. So we're finishing this off with style. Again, Academy at Night, usage to get rid of Regigas, put it back on the top position of our deck, and then utilize the final move, Seek Inspiration, Regigas off to the discard pile, 100 damage, GG. We finished the game and we won. That's how this deck works. Crazy, literally broken strategy. Now, very interesting how a deck like this came about. Actually, would be very interesting to get to know the whereabouts. But anyways, Slowking, definitely, probably currently one of those decks which is mixing up the current meta. Very much like to see how this deck may be getting more developed with time. Maybe some people in the comment sections here also have any inspiration for this deck on how to even make it more consistent or even better. But yeah, if you have any tips or any suggestions, do let me know down below in the comment section. I'm gonna copy the deck list again into the video description. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.